guys, it's NonCuber Man, and today me and my brother are gonna have a non-cuber review all of our twisty puzzles. Alright, this is our friend Simon. He's gonna rank all of our cubes. So our first cube here is 1 by 1.
I don't really think I can rank this cube because...
Just give it a ranking from 1 to 10.
I'd say a 1 because you can't do anything with it.
Okay, 1.
1 for the 1 by 1. Now we have a cool 2 by 2 shape mod that I made. This is called the Pinrose Cube.
I'm going to give this a 6 for look and because it turns well.
Alright.
Cool, 6. It's a lot better than 1.
How about Rubik's 2 by 2?
So a normal 2 by 2. I would say a 5 because it still turns well, but it's less cool than the first 2 by 2.
Okay, 5.
How about this world's smallest Rubik's Cube? It's not actually the world's smallest Rubik's Cube, that's just what it's called.
I'd say a 2 because it's too small really to turn fast and it doesn't turn amazing.
2. Okay.
Alright, here's one that does not turn very good. It's the Rubik's Mini Keychain 3 by 3.
I'd also give this a 3 because it's very stiff and it's also quite small. And there's a big piece of metal in the way.
A big piece of metal, it's called a keychain.
A shrink shell keychain Rubik's Cube, which turns much better.
I'd give this a 5 because it turns well, but it's still quite small.
Alright, now let's move on to the 3 by 3 Pinrose Cube.
Did you guys make this?
No.
No,
I made the 2 by 2.
We made the 2 by 2, not the 3 by 3.
I'd give this a 7 for looks and very smooth turning.
Okay.
Alright, how about an original 1980s Rubik's Cube?
This is how they were back in the 80s.
I'd say a 7. Good
7.
turning, and it has a good look to it for how old it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
How
move
about
on to,
this
you got
cube?
that one?
I modified it to turn a little bit better.
But it doesn't have center, so it's basically a void cube.
Well, 1.
I'd say a 6 because it's missing 5 of the pieces, and but it does still turn well.
Alright.
Let's move on to this cube that I modified from 2 different brands, a Rubik's and a Duncan.
I'd say a 6 for both looks and it turns well.
You think it turns well. Okay.
It turns okay.
Alright, next we have a Rubik's Cube, which was actually signed by Z3 Cubing at a cubing competition, so that's cool.
When was it signed?
Cubing competition.
It was on the 17th of February, I think.
It's rubbed off now.
Yeah, it pretty much rubbed off.
I would say a 5 because it doesn't turn amazing, and it, besides the signing, it's quite a bland 3 by 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's move on to the Rubik's Speed Cube.
It's not that much a speed cube, but
I'd say 7 just for the speed.
alright.
Okay.
Just for how good
7,
turning
cool.
is.
Alright,
One
now
more,
the
which is a little
Duncan
bit better.
3x3M, which is magnetic. I actually magnetized that one, so it wasn't, they were really weak magnets, but it wasn't originally magnetic, I magnetized it.
I'd say 8 because we modified, but the modification actually helps it, and it does smooth turning.
Okay, an 8, that's the highest
how
ranking we've
about
got so far.
The Moyu RS3.
That's the Moyo RS3M 2020.
Yep.
This seems just like the one I ranked just before, just a little smaller, so I'd also give it an 8.
Okay.
Alright, how about the Moyu RS3 V5?
This one seems the exact same as the one before, so an 8.
They're different in one way, but
How about
non-cubers
the
can't
Rubik's
tell.
4x4?
I'd say a 5 because it doesn't turn that well. And it
Okay.
seems
Okay.
small, but
How about the Dainxing 4x4?
Dainxing Solaris for him.
Solar S4.
I'd say turning it in the middle is a little stiff, so I'd say a 6.
6. Okay.
How about the
Turning.
Rubik's 5x5?
That is the.
It's a big 5x5.
Yeah.
I'd say it doesn't turn well. It's very like loud and yeah, so I'd say a 4.
4. Okay.
That was your new one, right? That you bought?
Yeah. We just bought that for a collection. And now this is the YJ Yutwang V2M 5x5.
This seems a lot like the 4x4, but it turns better, so I'd say a 7.
7. Okay. Now the Shangshao Tank 6x6.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a big 6x6.
Yeah, it is.
I'd say an 8 because of the design on the surface design, and it turns well.
Yeah. You like the texture.
Yeah, it has a cool
It's
texture.
Now we got Speed Cube.
Alright. Next up is the Dainxing Galaxy Ball Core 8x8M.
I'd say a 7 because it seems a little stiff to turn compared to the previous one.
Okay.
But so yeah.
And this is cube is still in a pattern. This is the Dainxing 9x9 with white internals.
I'd say also a 7 because it looks good, but that's because he did a pattern. But I like the reflexive texture, the reflection from the surface, and it turns well. So a 7.
Okay, cool. Now we have another 9x9. This is the Dainxing Galaxy Ball Core 9x9, and it has black internals.
I'd say a 6 because nice pattern, same as the other one, but not that great turning. It's very
Okay.
stiff.
Okay.
How about the Mofeng Jiaoxing Milong 11x11?
I would say 7.
7.
Are you gonna do the big cube?
Now, the Dainxing Galaxy 12x12 and it has black internals. That's a 12x12.
I'd say a 6 because it does seem a little stiff still.
Yeah.
But I
It's
think
a
that's the magnets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, a Moyu 13x13.
It's getting so large. I'd also say a 7 for this one.
Okay.
Are we doing the cushion? That one.
Alright, the Shengshao 15x15. Don't scramble it up. If
the
you
biggest
turn
cube.
it, just put it back because I'm solving it one-handed.
I'd say an 8 because for looks and it turns surprisingly well for a massive cube.
Yeah, it turns better than the 13x13.
Alright, how about, if I can get this one out, the Hishu Super Big 3x3.
I would say maybe like a 4 because it's too big and it falls apart.
Okay.
Yeah, it does
So-
fall apart.
Well, and you put that back and then I'll put this on top of it. Okay.
Alright, now onto the main speed.
Yeah,
cubes.
these are my main speed cubes from 2x2 through 7x7. So
Oh,
there it is.
So this first one,
This is
That's the
GAN
GAN
251
251 Pro.
I'd say a 5. Good turning, but it's still quite small.
That's because
How
it's
about
a 2x2.
the GAN 356ME?
I'd say the magnets help it. What was the other one?
That one's a GAN 251.
No, what did I
Pro.
rate it?
What?
What did I rate that one?
You rated it 5.
I'm gonna rate this a 6 because the magnets actually help it this time and don't make it stiff.
Okay, now let's move on to the Moyu Aosu WRM 4x4.
I'd say 7.
Alright, how about the YJ MGC 5x5?
I'd say a 6 because it has a funny sound to it, but it still works fine.
Okay.
Now,
The Moyu Aoshi 6x6 WRM.
I'd say a 7.
7.
How do you remember all these names for all the cubes?
Because
we're not non-cubers.
Yeah?
And we remember what they're
how
called
about
when we
the
buy them.
Moyu Alfu 7x7 WRM.
I'd
That's a world
say
record holder.
6 because it seems quite stiff. Is that because there's magnets?
Yeah.
Magnets make it seem a little stiff.
Now this one might be kind of a joke, but the 1x1 pyramids, Rowan actually made that out of
Yesterday.
paper. Yeah.
I'd say like the first 1x1, you can't really do anything with it, so I'd say a 1.
Okay,
A 1.
let's move on to the pyramids.
The GAN Pyraminx M.
GAN pyramids in.
I'd say 7 for looks, and it turns quite well. If you know how to turn it.
Alright, how about the Yushin... Oops.
I'll just pick those back up.
The Yushin Master Pyraminx.
I'd say
Let's just pretend like that didn't happen.
a 6 because it looks good, but it seems quite stiff when you were turning it.
Yep.
Because of the magnets.
It has no magnets.
Oh, that's just stiff then.
Yeah, they don't all have magnets. That thing's hard to get out of.
Alright, how about...
This is the Dian Megaminx in
I'd say
Angstrom Dian Megaminx.
an 8 for looks, and it's super good turning.
Okay.
But unless you really know how to solve this,
I
then-
really do know how to solve it.
you can't really solve it. So
I can't really solve it.
if you don't know how to solve it,
Oh, if you don't know how.
let's do the one in the back.
Alright. We're gonna do this one next.
Oh.
Alright,
The
the
Yushin Gigaminx.
Yushin Gigaminx.
I'd say a 7 for looks, but the turning is less smooth than the previous one. But it still looks great.
Cool. We haven't got a 9 or a 10 yet. Let's see if that happens.
Let's do this back one.
The Sheng Shao
We're gonna do them in
Pyraminx.
order. This is the Shang Shao Terramins. We'll do the 2 back ones.
We're gonna do any up here?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do all of them
All
up here.
I'd also say a 7 because it looks good, but it is quite stiff turning, and it's
It's
a big cube. And it's,
the stickers peel off way
the
too
stickers
much.
have been peeled. So
Yeah.
Yushin
Mhm.
Pyraminx.
I'd also say, I'd say an 8 because it looks amazing, but that's because they did a pattern to it,
Yeah.
but it turns quite well for such a large cube.
Yeah,
Alright.
that thing takes me an hour and a half
time
to
for
solve.
some really
There's 2 in the
bad
back.
turning cubes.
That one and that one.
Yeah.
Time for some really
Here's
bad
the
turning
Chi Kilominx.
Oh, I would say it looks good, but the turning is bad. I'd say a 6 for this one.
Okay. He gives the Chi a 6. Alright. The
There's
Chi
that one here.
Megaminx.
Okay, I would say a 7 for this because it, like, again, it looks good, but it has a lot better turning than the previous one.
A lot better. Okay. Now, what are you doing? Something for me for? Now we have the a 2x2 that Rowan made out of fabric.
Yeah, it's a fabric 2x2.
We're gonna do the one in the box.
No, there's nothing in the box. That's just a box of accessories.
I would say a 5 because it looks good, but it's not really functional.
Yeah, well, it
Okay.
is, but it's hard to turn.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now, let's move on to the ones up here. Rowan, you want to get that one?
How about the Meffert's Gear Cube?
For looks, I'm gonna give it a 7 purely for looks, because I don't even know how to turn it.
I can turn it, but that's even one I can't solve. It's
Wait,
so
so-
confusing. No tutorials for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite stiff turning, but that's
Yeah,
so
and
good.
it pinches you.
Lots of moving parts. Alright.
Alright. How about the, since there's one here, how about, this is a fun one.
Is it a
I'm gonna
Rubik's Cube?
open it up.
Yeah, it's hard to open.
Oh yeah, it's a cube.
The Shengshou magnetic clock with custom inserts.
I don't know how to solve this one.
That's how it turns.
So, I'd say, we're gonna give it again a 7. Looks good, but I don't feel like I could easily solve this. But that's because
That's
so
because
used to
you
cubes,
don't know how
not
to solve it.
clocks.
But it is a WCA puzzle.
Alright, what's next? The four corners cube?
Yeah, how about the
Alright.
four corners?
Oh, catch
How
that
about
here.
the Lam Four Corners Cube Plus?
I don't even know how to make a turn on this. I'm gonna give it a 7 purely for looks.
Alright,
Okay.
you turn it like this.
I don't think this is supposed to have smooth turning. And so it's, yeah, I'm just gonna give it a 7. Purely for how good it looks.
Now we have the Rubik's 1x3x3 floppy cube.
Also known as the Rubik's Edge.
I'm gonna give it a 5 because it actually is very floppy. The turning isn't amazing, but it looks good.
Okay, now these next 3 cubes, don't turn these because, especially this one, because they're being solved in like 1 turn per hour or day or something. But you're just gonna rank them, okay? So this is the Mofeng Jiaoxi Meilong 7x7.
Can I turn it and then turn it back?
Yeah, just don't mix it up.
I'd say a 6.
6.
Okay, I'd give that one a 2.
And then the
Alright.
Shengshou Tank 8x8, I'm installing that 1 turn per hour.
I'd say a 7.
Alright, 7.
Oh, you turn it once.
Oh.
I'll put it back. There.
And then...
Alright, now especially this one. Oh,
Ow.
did a gear cube fall?
Gear
These
cube.
cubes are not in the right way. Be very careful turning this one because I am solving it 1 turn per day. So, yeah, that's the Mofeng Jiaoxi Meilong 10x10.
I'm gonna say 6.
6, okay.
Now we let him put the cubes back.
Alright,
Wait for
put
more
those
cubes.
cube back, and then you still got a few more to rank.
Here.
Let's move
A
on
few
to...
more. Yep.
How about the Duncan Barrel Star?
Good turning and good looks, and it's a unique cube. I'm gonna say 8.
Okay, 8. Next we
How
have...
the Meffert's Skew Ultimate.
I'm gonna say an 8 for smooth turning, great looks, and it's also a very unique cube.
And that's a shape mod of the Skew. What do you rank this?
Gonna rank this a 7 because it looks good, it turns good, but it makes a weird clunking sound.
Okay, and that's also a shape mod of the Scube Extreme.
What do you mean shape mod?
I mean, that one's a shape mod of the Scube, but the Scube is like a easier version of the Scube Extreme.
I'm gonna say 8 because it looks very good or very pretty, but it does also still have a clunking sound, and it seems quite hard to solve. But
Okay. Well, looks like it's 1100 hours, so I need to turn a 7x7 just
Okay.
real quick. F prime. All right.
Are you gonna put that into your other video?
Yeah, I am.
I got one. This one is a 2-panel Rubik's Magic.
How do you turn this?
You turn it. If you fold it, you can open it up like this or like this.
How did you do that?
What do you rank it?
You gotta give it a ranking.
I'm gonna give it a 5
Fine.
Okay. How about
for looks and creativity.
this? Is like I don't know what this is. It's like it's solved into a cube. It's like a wooden like snake cube thing.
But it is supposed to look like a 3x3 when it's solved.
Yeah.
They are very hard.
Since the 2 best cubers I know are saying this is hard, I'm gonna give it a low rating.
Okay.
Probably like a 3, because I don't even think you can solve it.
You
can,
can.
but
It's
it's hard.
Eventually.
hard.
How about this one?
That's the same one, but
I'm gonna give it the same rating, a 3.
Okay. Open.
okay. Now the basketball cube. This is a really easy cube. This is actually, well, not for a non-cuber.
I'm gonna give this a 5 for looks and it turns well, but it does still have a weird clunking sound.
How about
They all seem to have a weird clunking
How
sound.
about the 2x2x4 tower?
I'm gonna give this a 5 for uniqueness and it turns okay.
Alright, how about the Duncan Yeet Ball?
Meatball.
I'm gonna give it a 5 for looks and it turns well.
Okay. Alright, next we have the 2 cube style Rubik's Twists.
Are they identical?
Yeah, they're basically the same. Yeah. Same
Okay.
company, same cube. Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a 5 because it looks good, but it's a little stiff. I'm gonna give this a 6 because it turns better,
Okay.
but also looks good.
They're both set up in different ways, but
Yeah.
they're like the same thing.
Yeah. Same thing, just set up in different ways. Alright, now we have the Infinity Cube.
You gonna give me this one and that one eventually?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is.
Just give it a ranking.
6 for amazing looks.
Okay, how about
Okay. I will. Oh, it's
Oh,
turning itself.
how about the YJMGC Square 1?
8. Amazing look, amazing turning. So yeah.
You want to see it when it's scrambled? Looks something like this one.
And this is it when it's scrambled.
Yeah. Now we have the Rubik's Star.
I really like these ones, so I'm gonna say 7. Looks good. I like that type of cube.
That's like the
Alright,
easiest thing
how
in the
about
world. Even the non-cuber can solve it.
the 1x1x2.
I'm gonna give this a 2.
Okay.
Alright, how about shape-shifting 4x4?
I mean, I know what you did to the cube. I'm gonna give it 5, solely because of this unique piece to it. Because it still turns horribly.
Yeah. Alright, now we have. This is. Oh, wait. It's scrambled. I didn't
Oh.
even know it was scrambled. But that's the Duncan ball cube.
I'm gonna give this a 7.
Okay.
Alright, this cube is very hard to solve. I only solved it twice. The Rubik's slide.
I don't really know how you're supposed to solve this. I'm gonna give this a 6.
Okay?
Okay, now we
For
have.
looks, and
You just slide the
it's a
pieces
very
around.
neat.
This is like a
cube.
1x1x3 that Rowan made, but the paper was peeling off of it, so.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. 3.
Okay.
Now we have the Rubik's mirror blocks. With the color scheme. Usually they don't have a color scheme, but that one does.
This has some horrible turning.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna say a 3. It looks good, but horrible turning.
It turns terrible.
Are we doing this one next?
Yeah. This is the Duncan Rubik's snake.
How do you wait. I don't know how to do it.
It's this piece right here.
Wait. I'm gonna give this a 7 for uniqueness and that it's not actually a cube, it's
Yeah,
a snake.
it is.
So
But it is a puzzle, so. A twisty puzzle. The Rubik's Impossible.
I'm gonna give this a 9.
A 9, the highest
A 9.
ranking yet.
A 9 is the highest ranking we've got so far.
Purely because it's impossible to solve.
Maybe.
Alright,
More.
was that all? I think that was all.
That's all.
Yep, that's all. Alright.
Alright guys, if you
Okay,
enjoyed
guys.
this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.